Welcome to America.
I would have started the sins video off with 5 sins removed if Ishizu Ishtar said, "Oops, I must have landed in the wrong airport. I was looking for Japan. My apologies. Bye." And the next shot is the plane leaving.
I devised an ingenious plan to transport the items without a hint of detection.
So check out this professionally made crate used in every shipping job ever done. Totally inconspicuous.
You're loading them in 6 armored vehicles disguised as ordinary garbage truck.
I'm surprised the security didn't immediately question whether the information of the shipment has been leaked the moment Ishizu uses the Millennium Necklace to figure it out.
Let's just say that I have a 6th sense about these things.
Well, that sure as hell doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Yugi, wait up!
Oh god, it's Taya. It's okay, Yugi. Just pretend you're deaf. That way you won't have to be obliterated with more friendship speeches. Just keep walking. How convenient that the TV is playing Ishizu's announcement of her new exhibit right in front of a main character so that exposition can be made.
Of course, this is still speculation.
After everything that went down in the last season, it's understandable that Seto Kaiba wants Mokuba by his side at all times, but he couldn't use his money to make a separate room to his office where Mokuba could watch TV while he worked. That's what I'd do.
I don't have time for mummies and pharaohs.
I thought you'd be into this kind of thing.
Why? Far as we know, all Seto Kaiba wanted to do was take over Kaiba Corp and turn it into the largest gaming company of all time. Sure, he's connected to ancient Egypt, but Mokuba doesn't know shit about that.
You should really pay closer attention.
How'd you know I was watching?
The last time Kaiba was involved with suspicious activity, his brother was captured and his soul was taken away. I'm actually shocked he didn't immediately hang up the phone and tell security to trace the location, eliminate Ishizu, and... Whoa, this just got dark.
I'm personally inviting Seto Kaiba.
This works.
We've locked all the entrances.
For someone who was on the good side, Ishizu was really doing a terrible job not sounding suspicious in any matter. For all Kaiba knows, he's about to be kidnapped a 3rd time. Better pull out my invisible guns and menacingly point at Ishizu.
It's only been a minute.
Actually, it's been only 15 seconds.
You may leave any time you wish, Seto Kaiba.
Okay, bye. Cue the end credits.
Are you interested in owning a card stronger than Exodia?
Ishizu offers one of the Egyptian god cards to Kaiba with the saying that it's stronger than Exodia. If Kaiba claims that nothing is stronger than Exodia, how would that phrase even convince him?
But now that you reassembled the puzzle...
How are you able to communicate? The pharaoh wasn't able to talk to Yugi because the puzzle wasn't around his neck. Here it's still not around his neck, and the connection is perfect? Let me guess, Yugi upgraded the Wi-Fi connection? This episode is trying a little too hard. The entire focus should have been on Kaiba with Ishizu at the museum. We can have Yugi being worried about the new evil and Taya having wet dreams about the pharaoh in the next episode.
Then that means your story is true.
Potential new character development for Seto Kaiba? Nah, he believes in it for a second, then goes back to pretending it doesn't exist.
He managed to use his magic to seal them away.
I won't lie, Ishizu had Kaiba believing at first, but the moment she brings up magic and ancient pharaohs controlling monsters, you sadly reverted him back to the asshole he used to be at the start of season 1. Good job.
This carving is the reason I've called you here tonight.
If the giant rock on the left is the one you called Kaiba in for, why did you start with the one on the right?
That's the pharaoh? But that's Yugi.
Dun dun dun! The pharaoh this whole time is the one who was in the Millennium Puzzle! Wait, why aren't you reacting in shock? Well, I don't know, maybe because Thief King Bakura kinda revealed that already in the previous episode?
Is the sorcerer fighting against him? That's you, Kaiba.
Technically, it's not Kaiba, it's his ancestor. While those two sound and look identical, their personalities are completely different.
And challenged him to a legendary duel.
Well, it definitely sounds like we will never see that specific duel from start to finish. Maybe an occasional glimpse, but we are not going to see it because it sounds far more entertaining than what we are watching right now.
Now do you believe in destiny, Kaiba?
To be fair, all you're saying is Kaiba is destined to fight Yugi in card games. While that does sound like the best destiny ever, it also doesn't explain how there's an evil force threatening to destroy the world. Not to mention, Ishizu makes it sound like Kaiba is going to destroy the world in the present day. That's just being an asshole.
This piece of rock has got to be a fake.
Too late, Kaiba. Ishizu already saw your shocked expression of realization on your face, and that was without using her Millennium Necklace too. This flashback to 5,000 years ago implies that Priest Seto had the Millennium Key during his fight with the Pharaoh, and without the Millennium Rod too. Also, Kaiba is right when he tells himself that this can't be real, because, get this, it wasn't. Which has me wondering if Ishizu planted a fake flashback just to convince Kaiba that all this was real. If I had to guess, the only reason we are blocking the view of the Pharaoh's face, and also removing his eyes for some weird reason, is because we don't want to spoil what he actually looks like, even though we already figured this part out long ago.
I feel like a total loser.
Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are we going back to Yugi putting himself down to the irritated Pharaoh? We're in the midst of watching a relic of the past. Why is any of this relevant right now? See what I mean about going back to things in the middle of something cool?
In all my years, I have never encountered a soul as brave as yours.
You have no memory of your past and only started remembering things in the present day because the puzzle was solved by Yugi. Who the hell have you been meeting up with over the last 5,000 years? That's actually something I want to know, but we'll obviously never find out.
There is a reason why fate brought us together.
Because we literally look the same.
Neither side showing any mercy.
Obviously, Kaiba is on his knees bending his head down in shock, but this shot makes it look like Ishizu was hanging him upside down for some reason. Probably to troll him. Not to mention Ishizu was moving backwards on an invisible treadmill since she doesn't seem to be reversing on her own.
The winner of the duel was written here. The hieroglyphics have been worn away.
Actually, the reason they were worn away was because the hieroglyphic said, JK, that duel you just saw never really happened, LOL.
Let us take a glance into the past again.
Boy, you really have no respect for personal boundaries, do you, Ishizu? You're giving Kaiba every reason to hate you. Also, why did Ishizu stop showing Kaiba the past just to mention how the outcome was worn away and then continue where we left off like it was on a DVD? Also, couldn't the Millennium Necklace show Ishizu who won the duel since it can apparently transport her to when it actually happened? Also, Ishizu was not even showing Kaiba the duel between the Pharaoh and Priest Seto, but Seto rampaging through royal guards. So you're not even showing what you promised. This really is a ripoff. The more I stay here, the more I'm on Kaiba's side. This is why the shadows make no sense. In this far shot, we can see the Pharaoh's entire body surrounded by light, but when we get to the close-up shot, he's mostly covered in shadows.
I will shatter them from existence right before your very eyes.
What eyes? He doesn't seem to have any.
Maybe the final vision will convince you.
Stop pausing the flashback if you're just going to go back to it anyway! Just let the whole thing play out at once. Does the Millennium Necklace have to be charged up like it's an iPhone?
I will offer them. Infuse their life force.
The only good thing that came out of this flashback was Kaiba seeing the idea of sacrificing weaker monsters to summon stronger monsters. Why Pegasus didn't figure out how that works when he created the card game is beyond me.
Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Did you somehow forget that the Blue Eyes White Dragon was above the sorcerer on the giant rock? The Pharaoh was in shock at the sight of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, or he at least senses the presence of the dragon since he clearly can't see shit without eyes.
History is destined to repeat itself.
So Kaiba is going to slaughter all of Yugi's friends with the Blue Eyes White Dragon? Why does that actually sound exciting? What the fuck is wrong with me? Maybe I've just been too annoyed by the irrelevance of Tristan and Taya in the last season.
The strongest and most feared creatures.
Welcome to the age of the Egyptian gods, folks. We are in for one hell of a time.
Why didn't he use them against me at Duelist Kingdom?
Little Karibo had the answer to that, because the writers hadn't thought of those Egyptian god cards yet. After all, we're just making things up as we go along.
What did Pegasus do with the cards?
He gave them to me.
At that precise moment, the crazed and obsessed Kaiba pointed menacingly at Ishizu, demanded that she hand over the Egyptian god cards immediately. At least that's what 4Kids would do.
To sell on the black market for enormous profits.
So in other words, they are ticket scalpers on Ticketmaster. I'll make sure to remember that every time I see pink resales. Frickin' rare hunters.
You may borrow it during the tournament, but I expect it back.
Ishizu probably saw the endless list of things that worked in impossible scenarios throughout the last season, and figured the same will be said about Kaiba giving back Obelisk the Tormentor. There was no way he'd ever return a card this valuable.
I could walk out and you'd never see it again.
In that case, guards, attack Seto Kaiba and return the card to me at once, and possibly lock him up too.
You will return the card. I have foreseen it.
You did not.
But who is he? I don't know. Then how can we stop him?
Holy shit, calm down, bro. Do you expect the Pharaoh to know the answers to everything? You still barely know him.